All right, strap yourselves in for this one. We're diving deep into a cricket showdown that really, really shook things up. Australia versus India, the Border Gavaskar Trophy on the line. We're talking the potential end of a whole era here.
You got that right. A decade, a whole decade, India had a grip on that trophy. But this time, Australia. They weren't messing around. They came to play, but more than that, they came to, well, dominate.
And dominate they did. The final test at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Breathtaking, truly breathtaking. So let's break it down, okay? Those big moments, the plays, the strategies that turn the tide, and what does this mean for these two cricketing giants going forward? That's what we're going to unpack.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But to get the full impact of this win, we got to zoom out a bit, look at the bigger picture. Australia's been on a roll, an absolute tear for the past, 18 months?
It's insane. It really is.
World Test Championship, they snagged that. The Ashes, kept them. Then a World Cup victory. And to top it off, they sweep New Zealand. I mean, come on, is this even real?
I'm with you. Makes you wonder if this level of one-sidedness is actually good for the sport. But, okay, back to Pat Cummins, the captain. He's getting a lot of praise, and I got to say, I see why. This guy, he isn't just leading, he's strategizing, thinking 3 steps ahead.
You see it in his field placements, especially in that final test. It was like he knew where India's batsmen were going to hit the ball before they even did. That strategic mind, combined with the way he rallies his team, that's what sets him apart. Oh, and don't forget, Australia now holds every single bilateral trophy in Test cricket. That's a statement right there.
Okay, so let's rewind a bit, break down that final test in Sydney. Day 3, that's when things got really interesting, right?
Electric, that's the word. Scott Boland, remember that name, folks? His performance, unreal. 6 wickets for 45 runs in the second innings, first 10-wicket haul in his first-class career, and bam, straight onto the SCG honor board.
That kind of accuracy, especially when the pressure's on like that, that's the mark of a true legend. But, I have heard some whispers, some folks saying Boland's success was partly due to, well, home field advantage, that the Sydney pitch was playing in his favor. What are your thoughts on that?
Look, there's no denying home conditions can play a role for sure. But to say that's the only reason Boland did so well, that's not giving him enough credit. That movement he gets on the ball, that's pure talent, years of honing his craft. And we can't forget Pat Cummins, 3 crucial wickets, setting up the whole victory.
And then, poof. Just like that, India's second innings is over in less than an hour. Talk about a whirlwind.
45 minutes, to be precise. That was clinical bowling from the Aussies. They put so much pressure on those Indian batsmen. It was like, I don't know, watching a lion stalk its prey.
All right, so the target's set. Australia needs 162 runs to win. Seems straightforward enough, right?
Yeah, you'd think so. But cricket, cricket. It's a game of twists and turns, my friend. Australia, they stumbled a bit right at the start of their chase.
Really? I didn't catch that. What happened?
Prasidh Krishna, the young Indian seamer, he came out firing, took 3 quick wickets, and suddenly, Australia, they were feeling the heat. It was like a reminder, Even with what seems like certain defeats staring them in the face, India wasn't giving up without a fight.
You're right. That's the beauty of sport. You never know, never really know what's going to happen next.
Oh.
So how'd Australia pull it off in the end?
Well, there was more drama on their side, too. Steve Smith almost reached a massive milestone, 10,000 test runs.
No way, he was that close.
1 run short. Talk about heartbreaking.
Yeah, he must have been gutted.
And then enter Bo Webster. Talk about a storybook debut, right? Scores 39 runs, stays not out. That's the guy who plays a major role in clinching the victory for Australia. What a way to announce yourself to the world, eh?
Incredible. Match-winning performance on your first outing. Can't write a better script than that.
And we can't forget Travis Head, right? Partners with Webster, 34 not out, anchoring the innings. Cool, calm, and collected under pressure.
Speaking of those remarkable debuts, Webster's performance, was it beginner's luck, you think? Or is there something more there, something special?
Well, luck, sure, it plays a part. Always does. But what really struck me about Webster was his temperament. He walks in at this crucial moment, the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he doesn't crack. That tells me this kid's got a strong mental game, and that's what separates the good from the great.
It's funny you talk about temperament because it really makes you think about, the mental side of the game. Not just the skills, the physical stuff, but that composure, that grit to deliver when the pressure's on. And thinking about that, Jasprit Bumrah, player of the series, but he couldn't even bowl on day 3. Those back spasms. Must have been tough for him.
Absolutely. Imagine that. You're at the top of your game and then bam, sidelined by an injury. You talk about a tough break. But, in a way, it also shows how dominant he was throughout the series, right? Even missing that crucial day, he still gets recognized as the best player.
It's true. It's true. It just highlights how unpredictable sports can be. I mean, one minute you're on top of the world, and the next, well, you're battling setbacks. And on a completely different note, those Jane McGrath Day celebrations at the SCG, that was special.
It was. The whole cricket community coming together to raise money for such a good cause. It added something extra to the match. Reminded everyone that sometimes there are things bigger than the game itself.
Couldn't agree more. So looking ahead, Australia's next challenge, the Warren Miraletharan Trophy in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
New conditions, new opponents.
Yeah.
How do you think they'll handle it?
It's going to be interesting, that's for sure, seeing how they adjust to those Sri Lankan conditions. Spin bowling tends to be king over there. But this Aussie team, they've shown they can adapt. They're not just a one-trick pony, you know what I mean?
True, true. And they seem to have this knack for rising to the occasion. Let's circle back for a sec to some of those individual performances from the Border Gavaskar Trophy that really stand out. I mean, Scott Boland, 6 wickets for 45 runs in the second innings. Are you kidding me? That's the stuff of legends.
Oh, absolutely. It was a masterclass in swing bowling. The way he consistently moved the ball away from those right-handed batsmen, especially on that day 3 pitch, it was poetry in motion. And to think that was only his second test match.
I know, right? Amazing to see a player burst onto the scene like that. Makes you wonder, is this the start of something big, a long and successful career? Or was it just a flash in the pan?
Hard to say for sure. But Boland, he's shown he's got the talent and the mental toughness to succeed at this level. With the right support and guidance, no reason he can't become a fixture in that Australian bowling attack for years to come.
And then there's Bo Webster, the debutant who stole the show. To come in on your debut and score the winning runs in a series-clinching match, I mean, talk about living the dream.
A moment he'll never forget, that's for sure. And it wasn't just the runs, right? It was the way he played, that composure under pressure. He looked like he belonged out there, which is incredible for someone so new to the international scene.
It's true. Like they say, pressure can make you or break you. And Webster, well, he thrived. But I'm sure some people out there would say his success was more about luck than skill. What do you make of that?
Well, sure, luck's always a factor in sport, but I wouldn't dismiss Webster's talent. The way he built his innings, those shots he chose, that showed a maturity beyond his years.
It is exciting, to think that Australia has these young guys coming up ready to take the reins from the veterans. The future of Aussie cricket, it looks bright.
Oh, absolutely. They've got this fantastic mix of experience and youth, which is so important for long-term success. And they're led by a captain who knows how to get the best out of each player.
Speaking of Pat Cummins, his leadership, it's been crucial to Australia's recent success, wouldn't you say? He just seems to have this natural ability to instill confidence in his team.
Yeah, he's a born leader. His tactical mind is, well, it's top-notch. But it goes beyond that. He creates this positive team environment, a culture of winning.
I was reading somewhere that Cummins is big on giving his players the freedom to express themselves on the field. Do you think that's a part of their success?
I do, definitely. When players feel that trust, that they're empowered, they're more likely to take risks, play with confidence, and that's what we've seen from this Australian team. They're bold, they're innovative, they're not afraid to push the boundaries.
It's like watching a finely tuned machine, everyone working together in perfect harmony. But let's be real, staying at this level of dominance, it's not easy. What are some of the hurdles this Australian team might face down the road?
Well, complacency, that's always a danger when you've been so successful, right? They got to stay hungry, keep that drive to get better.
Yeah, I hear you. Success, it can be a double-edged sword. But this Aussie team, they seem to have their heads screwed on straight. They're not going to rest on their laurels, that's for sure.
And they'll have to keep adapting. They'll need to evolve their game to counter what other teams throw at them. You can bet the rest of the cricket world's watching, studying their every move, looking for any weakness they can exploit.
It's going to be fascinating to watch how Australia responds to those challenges.
Yes.
But for now, they can savor this victory. They've earned their place in cricket history, that's for sure.
And for cricket fans around the world, what a series this has been. A showcase of Test cricket at its finest. The skill, the drama, the passion, those moments of, I don't know, pure brilliance.
It's a reminder, even in a team sport, individual brilliance, it can make all the difference.
Absolutely. Individual talent combined with collective effort, that's what makes a truly great team. And this Australian team, well, they've got both in spades.
We've talked a lot about what happened on the field, those standout performances, how the team works together. But this win, it has implications that go beyond the cricket pitch, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
What does this mean for Australian cricket overall? And how will it shape the future of the game? Those are some big questions we'll be tackling in our next segment.
It's interesting you say that because I think, yeah, this win, it really feels like a turning point for Australian cricket, a new chapter, you know? Maybe even a golden age.
A golden age, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, they've been on top before, sure, but this team, there's something different about them, isn't there?
It's not just about being number one in the rankings. It's the way they're winning, that relentless, I don't know, that hunger for excellence. They're fearless, aggressive, and it's like they've got an answer for every challenge that comes their way. It reminds me of, I don't know, those legendary Australian teams from back in the day, you know? The Watt brothers, McGrath, Warne. They had that same aura, that aura of invincibility.
I see what you mean. And it's not just Test cricket either, right? They've dominated the limited overs formats too. World Cup, Ashes, the lot.
Exactly, exactly. That adaptability, being able to excel across all these different formats, that's the sign of a truly great team. And it speaks volumes about the depth of talent they have. I mean, look at their batting lineup, their bowling attack, every department, they've got match winners.
And you know what? This success, it's inspiring a whole new generation of cricket fans. Kids growing up watching these victories, dreaming of wearing that baggy green one day.
Yeah.
It's got to be good for the future of the sport, right?
Oh, absolutely. You need those role models, those heroes for kids to look up to. Pat Cummins, Steve Smith, and now these rising stars, Boland, Webster, they're inspiring a whole new generation to, well, to pick up a bat and ball and give it a go.
And it's not just about inspiring future players, right? This kind of success, it can lead to more investment in the sport, better facilities, more opportunities for everyone. It's like a ripple effect.
Exactly. Success breeds success. When the national team's performing at this level, the whole sport gets a lift. That's why this win is so significant. It's not just about the trophy, it's about the legacy they're building.
So what about the global impact then? What does this win mean for the rest of the cricketing world?
Well, I think it sends a pretty clear message. Australia's set the new standard. The rest of the world, they've got some catching up to do. Australia's raised the bar for what it takes to succeed in Test cricket.
Like they've thrown down a challenge, right?
Yeah,
Daring the other teams to match their intensity and skill.
exactly. And that's a good thing, right? Competition, it drives innovation. It forces teams to evolve, find new ways to improve. We might see other teams trying to copy Australia's style, or maybe they'll try to forge their own path. Either way, the level of competition is going to go up, and that's good for the sport, for everyone.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see how the other cricketing nations respond to this challenge. But for now, Australia, they can enjoy the moment. They've earned it.
They have. They absolutely have. This is a team at the top of their game, a team that's, well, they've rewritten the history books. And who knows what the future holds? This might just be the beginning.
It's been an incredible journey, really, breaking down this series with you. From those nail-biting finishes to, well, to the bigger picture, what it means for Australian and global cricket. We've seen it all. Individual brilliance, tactical genius, a team playing with this swagger, this confidence that's capturing the world's attention.
And for you listening, as you think about this series, consider this. What does this win tell us about dominance in sport? Is it fleeting? Can it last? What makes a champion team? And what can we learn from their success? These are all questions worth thinking about as we watch this new era of Australian cricket unfold.
Well said. Well said. We've gone deep, haven't we? Right into the heart of this incredible series. Not just the what, but the why and the what next. It's been a deep dive, packed with insight, analysis, and yeah, maybe a little bit of awe too.
And we hope you've enjoyed coming along for the ride. We'll be back soon with another deep dive. A new topic to explore, hidden truths to uncover, something to spark that curiosity. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep the conversation going.
Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive.